The following is an Outdoor Channel original production. A family-owned ranch in the Missouri Ozarks creates a newly successful management model for monster whitetail bucks and welcomes two boys battling life-threatening illnesses to participate in a hunt of a lifetime on SCI's Expedition Safari.
SCI's Expedition Safari, brought to you by Safari Club International, First for Hunters, presented by Midway USA.
Tucked into the backcountry of majestic oak-covered ridges, Oak Creek Ranch relies on a superior genetic pool of huge northern whitetail bloodlines, combined with good habitat and management programs to produce trophy whitetail bucks. The ranch is nestled in the bountiful rolling hills close to the Gasconade River in central Missouri, about an hour west of St. Louis.
It's a large ranch. Right here it's 1,800 acres, and it's very scenic. Lots of creeks, food plots throughout. The deer got a lot to eat. They'll have 2 inches of fat on them, so they've got life. Life is good for them. Everything you could ever want for the perfect ranch, and that's why I fell in love with it. And I knew it had the potential to grow the biggest whitetail in the world.
This is an amazing opportunity for two young men battling cancer to hunt the whitetail buck of their dreams, Zach Herbert and Eddie Seymour.
Mike came to me and he asked me if I'd do something a little bit special. Instead of him coming out and hunting, we want to get some special kids out here and do some hunts, and shoot, I was all on board.
Your parents?
Yeah.
I haven't met him yet.
Look who I found.
Hi, we haven't met yet. Mike Rogers.
Hi, I'm Lisa Seymour.
Nice to meet you. Lisa and Marty. Nice to meet you. Every year at the SCI Annual Hunters Convention, at that Friday night auction, the Pathfinder program is supported with this specific dedicated donation. And this year, it was a hunt with Donald Hill at Oak Creek Whitetail Ranch here in Missouri. What gun are we shooting here, Barry?
300 Winchester mag and the Thompson Icon.
We're gonna practice, make sure that number 1, we're safe. Number 2, we have fun. And all the rest of the stuff will happen out there in the field. We're just gonna go see what we see. That's the nice part about hunting. We never know what we'll see, huh? Eddie has leukemia, and when you hear his parents describe what it's like to watch their son get this terrible disease and what it does to him and how it affects the family, it's really gripping.
He's in a stage right now where he's got chemotherapy 1 week, he has a week off, and then chemotherapy the next week with some pretty intense 4-day hospital stays, and this fell right in between where he's been feeling good and feeling up to it, and the timing of it couldn't have been better, and just the generosity that we're seeing from everyone is a bright light for Eddie and makes everything just go so much smoother and easier for the whole family.
Now, which target were you shooting at?
Top right.
Wow, you're a natural. You're a good shot. That was really good. It's like that far off. Hey, I don't think we need to shoot anymore.
Joining Eddie is 16-year-old Zach Herbert. Early this year, Zach's family received some very disturbing news.
Zach has stage 3 anaplastic large cell lymphoma. It is a non-Hodgkin's form of lymphoma. I think total he had 8 weeks of lumbar punctures where they put his chemo into his spine. He's had bone marrow biopsies, and then he gets the intravenous chemo as well. He's always wanted to do deer hunting, and then whenever I told him he could go deer hunt on a ranch, he has been so excited.
Nice. So what do you think, Marty?
Yep, 1.5 high at 100. That's good.
Yeah, it does look good. It looks right on. How do you feel?
Looks good.
Looks good? Okay. We're gonna go inside, take a look at a full body mount deer, and we're gonna talk about where to place the shot, okay? So
all right.
Get your things, we'll meet inside. Stay with us, we'll be right back on America's leader in outdoor TV, Outdoor Channel.
Coming up, Eddie sets up on a mature bedded buck But patience must prevail. Next on SCI's Expedition Safari.
Watching us.
SCI's Expedition Safari is brought to you by Safari Club International, first for hunters. By Aimpoint, the future in sight. By Honda Power Sports, tough, innovative ATVs and MUVs that are built to work. And by Ram Trucks, guts, glory, Ram. And is presented by Midway USA, just about everything for hunting.
Here at Oak Creek Ranch in central Missouri, Mike Rogers is taking time before the hunt to demonstrate proper whitetail shot placement for two very deserving young men battling cancer.
Point to where you would aim if you were aiming at this deer broadside.
I'll probably shoot somewhere right around there.
That's good. That's actually very good. We always like to think of where the bullet comes out. Like if I use this arrow, that bullet...
First up is 15-year-old leukemia patient Eddie Seamer.
Well, the first afternoon when you went out last time, Eddie, the whole family came along. We had a big stand. We could overlook a big food plot and get some good quality time with the family and Eddie, and we had a really good time.
The does were coming out. They even came very close. And I'm watching Eddie. At first, he was real interested in the does, but you can see he just was looking right past him. He wanted to see the buck. He knew why he was here. He was here to shoot a buck. And finally, I think it was he that turned around and said, "There's one." And I looked behind me quite a ways away, and in the back edge of the food plot was a really nice buck. And it truly was a deer that needed a little more age. The deer never really came within range. He just stayed out on the outer edges, and he disappeared as deer do in those food plots.
Got to see a really, really nice buck that walked in from the back of the food plot and showed off for a little while and kind of eased on off, and realized the deer had gone into the acorn mode. The acorns were falling off the trees, so they were no longer interested in food plots. So had to change her hunt up.
Anytime a deer can stay in the woods and get plenty to eat, he will. And that's what was happening. There was nothing left to do but go in after them. So the next time out, we're going into the trees, and anytime you go into the woods here in Missouri, you're walking on sticks, on leaves. Fortunately, it had just rained, so a little bit moist and not so much of the cornflake effect. It's a really tough hunt unless you walk very slowly, which actually was really good for Eddie because I didn't realize it at first, but he gets tired fast. His treatment has zapped him of energy. As we were walking, Donald catches sight of a really nice buck, the perfect quality buck we're looking for.
How far is he? How far is he? 100? He's about 100 yards. He's feeding right now, but no big deal. Let's ease. Yeah, I think if we can get to that tree right there, just stay low. Stay low.
Just about the time we were ready to try to get set up on him, he lays down and goes, and then takes him a nap.
Wait. That deer's bedding down right there. Jeez. No, it's okay. That might be good, though, because we can walk up without him seeing us as well. I mean, he's not going to have any noise, so he's going to be looking high alert, but... Yeah, but who knows how long he's going to stay there. Just ease up there. Okay. I'll stay, bud. We'll just still give it a try. Yeah. Okay. Come on, Eddie, let's go.
The deer beds down, and he laid down, and all you can see is the tine sticking up out of the grass. Well, we got to within range, we set up the sticks, and we got the rifle up and got him in a comfortable spot, and we figure this deer's gonna get up because we're pretty close. I mean, we're close enough that if we just snap a stick or something, make a little bit of noise, that deer's gonna come up, and what I was worried about is that he's gonna come up and bolt. He's gonna just take off.
Okay, just stay ready, that's all you can do. Okay. We're loaded, we're on safe. We'll keep it on safe for right now. If he looks like he's gonna get up, then you gotta slide your thumb forward and take it off safe, okay? If he gets up and gives you a shot broadside, take it. But make sure that he's not running. He might stand up and run, but just wait till he stands up. I'm gonna see if I can get Donald to give him a little grunt, see if he'll stand up. He knows we're here, but he's trying to outweight us.
About a half hour goes by, and Eddie's starting to shuffle, and he's starting to get a little antsy. Little by little, I would pick up the entire sticks, the rifle, and I would say, okay, ready? And he'd look the other way, and we'd stand up, and we'd walk 3 or 4 steps, and we'd set it down, and just hold still. And the deer would look back, and he'd look at us, and we'd wait 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, stand up again, walk a little more, set it back down.
There. We've got a huge buck, and we caught him bedding. And right now, he's totally comfortable. He doesn't want to stand up. But as soon as he stands up, we're gonna take him. And he's ready. We're set up. We're in really good close range, about 60, 70 yards. And this is a monster buck. It's an Oak Creek buck and one that Eddie really wants. So stay with us. We'll be right back on Expedition Safari.
Coming up, we'll find out if Eddie's patience pays off on a huge bedded buck. Plus, will Zach have a shot on an elusive Oak Creek buck hailed as Houdini? Looking to take advantage of the hunt of a lifetime, Eddie is set up within shooting range on a huge bedded buck, waiting patiently for the deer to make a move.
2 hours goes by, and I keep looking back at Donald, and he keeps giving me the signal, like, what is going on? He cannot believe this. And quite honestly, neither could I.
You want to try and go a little further, or what do you think? Might as well. Let's have some fun here. Just be steady, steady.
Well, eventually, we moved up enough where the deer started to get a little uncomfortable. We knew he had to get up sooner or later anyway. And he did.
It's your decision. No. You want him?
Did I get it?
I don't know. What do you think?
Got him. Got him.
Awesome.
Got him. Got him.
How'd you feel?
Good.
Okay, let's open the bolt. And lucky shell. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
When that deer stood up, I was just really excited and had about 2 or 3 seconds before it was down.
No. Do you want him?
When I finally squeezed the trigger, I wasn't sure if I hit it because it jumped up and started running. And then we saw some blood on the leaves and stuff, and I guess I did, obviously.
You know, as soon as I saw the impact, I knew it was a good shot. Deer went over the hill. We did a little bit of celebrating, and when he fell in a just really huge, tall grass. So, you know, at first we couldn't find him, and then I saw a glimpse of the horns. And I think that's when the emotion set in for me, anyway. And it was a great hunt. Holy cow! Double Fort G2s, Fort G1 eye guards. That is a monster.
All right, he's your buck, Eddie. What do you think?
It's awesome.
You're speechless. Come on, Eddie. I know you. You can tell me. Look at this. Perfect shot.
Oh,
right there. I mean, that's as good as you can do.
Hey, Mom. I just shot a 12-pointer.
Things like this that you all do for kids, it gives you an idea that there are other things out there. Life isn't just ruled by cancer.
You know, I appreciate SCI doing this for us and bringing all this together, and Mike asking me to do this. I'm proud to be a part of that.
With one successful whitetail hunt in the books, it's now Zach's first opportunity for a big buck.
Zach had never had a chance to shoot a deer. He'd been taught how to hunt by his Uncle Dave. When it got to Zach's turn, he'd been so patient.
You got to give it to him. He sat back and he let us do our thing, never complained once. Man, the beam on his face when we finally said, okay, buddy, it's your turn, and we hit it hard.
Zach had seen this deer, and it was a non-typical deer. It had some kind of bladed left tines, had one kicker, it almost looked like a little drop. It had some real character, so we want to go out and see if we can find it. Well, we're walking along, looking into the forest, and we catch a glimpse of it.
We really couldn't see much of him, but we knew that he had a non-typical rack, and it was like crazy looking, and I really liked it. And by the time we actually got close enough to him, he had disappeared. It was mind-boggling we couldn't figure it out because he made no noise, and we went in there and tried to see if he just laid down somewhere, but we couldn't find him.
You couldn't move on him. I mean, the first instant anybody saw him, he was gone. And I'm not talking trotting off and looking back over his shoulder. This deer left the country.
We looked, we walked, we spent the next 2 hours looking to see if we could find where that deer went. Nowhere to be found.
With a missed opportunity on the whitetail buck of a lifetime, Zach has one last morning to make something happen. Next on SCI's Expedition Safari.
SCI's Expedition Safari is brought to you by Safari Club International, first for hunters. By Aimpoint, the future in sight. By Honda Power Sports, tough, innovative ATVs and MUVs that are built to work. And by Ram Trucks, guts, glory, Ram. And is presented by Midway USA, just about everything for hunting.
16-year-old cancer patient Zach Herbert is in central Missouri in pursuit of his first whitetail buck. He has one last morning to find the huge, non-typical buck he has briefly spotted and since dubbed Houdini.
We knew Houdini had some tricks, so we didn't think we would ever see him again.
I mean, there's 1,800 acres of dense wooded and some open food plots, but dense forest. So it's very unlikely you're gonna find a specific deer.
I had given up. And we were going back to get in another area to stalk, and who's standing in the middle of the field? Houdini.
Only just where you could see the top of his head, his antlers just moving by. I take Zach quickly, rain gear on, I throw my jacket on him, I've got another one, and away we go. We're getting pounded by rain, but we're gonna go across this field, and we're gonna get on that deer and see if we can't get a shot. And we moved as fast as we could to get across, but I know that if I move too quickly, and that deer is just inside that wood, that we'll come up and he'll see us, and then it'll be, uh-oh, and he'll run, and it's over. We get across that open field, we look down in there, Houdini too. He just is gone. And even Zach had that look of, I cannot believe it.
Once again, he had disappeared, and it was frustrating.
Houdini pulled it again. He disappeared again, off down into a big valley, which I knew was a huge bedding area, and probably no chance of ever getting on that deer again. But we tried. We circled around and got hooked back up and knew the deer went into a certain area.
Donald had circled around, and as he circled around, some deer moved through the woods, and we just got some glimpse of deer movement. And it wasn't until several hours later that we walked up and found a really nice deer that we thought might be him.
I could see this big body, you know, and that's all I could see was just this huge shoulder, and I could tell it was a, 200 and 300 pound deer. I knew it was a buck.
Make it slow.
Trying to look with my binoculars, and I could see, all I could see was the horns, just the main beams. I couldn't tell what he had up top, and I knew Zach was in love with a non-typical deer. And I could see a little bit of trash.
I said, we might as well get set up on it. Is it our boy? It's not that big non-typical. We've been chasing all the time, but he's got some non-typical stuff. He's got some, a little bit.
Don said it was a big buck, and that's what's got me excited, because we knew that time was running out and that we needed to get a deer in.
It was as close as we were going to get in the last day, and I turned to Mike and I said, Mike, we got to shoot this deer.
Just find him in that scope. You see that front shoulder right there? He's angling towards us. I want you to put it right there in that front shoulder.
From his point of view, he can't see any horns. So when he takes that shot, he's shooting at a deer body at a kill zone with total confidence and faith in what we are telling him.
Good shot, baby boy. That is a dead deer.
He's down.
Yes.
Good shot,
Yes,
buddy.
he's going
That is
down.
awesome deer.
I can see him rolling.
Yeah, there he's
There's
down.
no doubt about that shot. You had a hole that big, buddy. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
That is a tank of a deer.
When I shot, I knew I would hit him because it just felt like it would. And then I saw the deer trying to run uphill, but it kept holding his leg up, so I knew I would hit him. And all of a sudden he collapsed and started rolling down the hill.
I got it right in that hole.
Awesome shot, baby. I mean, that was
Yeah.
that was money right there.
And through the trees like this, at a pretty good distance, that is no easy
That's
shot.
not an easy
That is
shot.
not easy.
My emotions took over. I grabbed him and I was hugging. We were high-fiving, and it was just, it's such a, if you've never taken a kid hunting, it's just such a high. You know, people have got to experience that and understand what that feels like inside to take a kid on his first hunt. How about that?
You got your hands on that deer, huh?
Oh, look at that deer.
Is that what you
I gotta
wanted?
get rid of this gun.
Yeah.
That deer has got some character, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Look at that. Non-typical. Hey, you got it, buddy. Split G2 or G1s. Got a kicker here, got a kicker here.
How about this? Now, come on down.
Is that not awesome?
We got to get you down. You know what? Who was it that taught you to hunt?
My uncle.
Right here. That's kind of neat to see him do that. I guarantee you, most people in the United States will never see a deer that big. You see deer like this at places like Oak Creek, and you know, guys like you who really deserve it because you worked hard for it and you really wanted it. I tell you, it makes me and Donald and all the folks at Safari Club about as happy as can be, because this is really what it's all about. It's nice to see a young guy who's not giving up getting a good deer.
And it's the best experience a person could ever imagine, to see these kids, and they're so positive. They're not worried about anything going on in their life. They're here to have fun and enjoy every minute of the day.